shooting the 380 from Sig, the 365. They were kind enough to loan us this. What was the guy's name that sent us this?
Morgan
at Sig. We met with him down at the gathering put on by PSA, and he was gracious enough to send us this gun. This is the 365 chambered in 380, has the optic cut up here, as we talked about already in the tabletop. But he also sent us some V-Crown ammunition. What you just saw, we were mostly just shooting the some of the stuff that we had purchased because we really wanted to run it today. What would you say we've put, what, 6 mag? That thing, the only thing that I noticed is it is a pretty hot. As you could tell, I was trying to hold it, it was burning my finger. But I guess you would expect that. We have put what would that be, 60 rounds in pretty rapid succession. And you know, it took a second, but you know, as you can see from the target, it looks like Trey shot better with it initially. It took me a minute to kind of rile it in, but 380 tends to be that way sometimes. They tend to be a little snappy. This seems to have pretty good recoil, actually. I mean, pretty manageable. It seems to be managing the recoil pretty well. Trey was a skeptic, you know, when he had it last night. He kept saying that it seemed kind of snaggy when he was trying to pull the slide back, and but he thought it was going to malfunction, but it never did. We put 60 rounds through it so far, and everything seems good with it. And I mean, honestly, I haven't compared it in size to the 365 yet. I don't know if you have. Have you? I haven't,
but you can if you want to.
Oh yeah, you have a 365 there. Well, he has the SAS, so let's find me an empty mag. Do I have it? Oh, I dropped it over here on the ground. So let's see what the size looks like. So height wise, it kind of looks the same. The length, yeah, I mean, they almost look identical to me. Yeah, except he has the sights integrated into the slide, and this one has the night sights on it. What do you call it? What do you say? Just a Sig Light night sight?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I mean, this is the MSRP of about $4.99. Has a nice optic cut. Has night sights from the factory. That's not a bad price point for a little 380. I would imagine that this was probably to compete with the Glock 42 as they did with the Glock 43. Don't really understand that, because a lot less rounds in this thing. I mean, a lot more capacity, should I say, in this thing than in the 42 or the 43. So, like I said in the tabletop on the 43 and the 365 comparison, I would take this all day over, you know, over the 42 or the 43, just because of the capacity. Now, I'll say with my 365 9mm, I really didn't have that much luck with hitting anything. I wasn't very accurate with it. When I first got mine, it had some issues with failing the feed, which was kind of peeing me off a little bit, so it resided in the safe for quite some time. I didn't pull it out because of that. You know, you have a bad day at the range with a gun, you know, you have a tendency not to want to shoot it anymore. So oh, this is 9mm. We don't want none of that. Trey was looking out for me. Anyway, we're just gonna shoot this thing a little bit more and see if Trey, like I said, Trey thought it was gonna malfunction, and first thing he said was, you know, hey, I really like this thing.
You know, that tends to be the case with me. I always am a little bit skeptic of guns that I end up doing decent with at the range. Not complaining. I love performance.
But he's not a skeptic, though. He's an optimist.
That's true.
We talk about that all the time. I don't have no you know, fancy gun holster or mag holster or anything, so I'm just gonna stick it in my belt there.
Everyday gun guy.
Whatever works, you know. Let me find my ears here. Let's shoot this thing a little bit more. People complain that we don't shoot enough, but not today. We're gonna run this old girl. I'm not as accurate with this as Trey is, but you know, I like big rounds, you know. But you know, if you slow it down, it's good enough.
Let's alter it up a little bit. Man, that is fun. You know, I was a little skeptical about this pistol at first, just because when I was manipulating this slide, it kind of seemed a little gritty to me. But after shooting it, it's actually a blast. And I say that because I'm decent with it, you know. It's not that bad of a pistol. I really like shooting it. As you all know, I can still carry a 365 daily. So to find out they were releasing it in a 380 version was really nice to know. I was glad to find out about it, glad to be able to receive this gun from Sig, as we've already mentioned on the channel. But you know, shooting it, it manages recoil really well. I think it should for a 380, as it's not as hot of a round as some 9mm ammunition you might find. But we did get some V-Crown from Sig Sauer, as Gene was mentioning, and that's, you know, it's going to be fun shooting those. It's fun shooting these full metal jackets just for target practice, but I really like this pistol. I think that if you're able to find one, I always say that, go pick one up, right? I always say, if you can find this pistol, go pick it up. It's a great purchase, but seeing as we didn't purchase this pistol, we kind of have that ability to be a little bit more honest with you, I think. So because of that,
I feel like that I would have been more honest if it was mine, because if I spent money for it, it pisses me off if it ain't accurate or if it don't function well. But I'm probably more apt to give it a hard time if they gave it to me to review. But so far, we intend to put 250 rounds through this gun today. Sig sent us, like as I said, the V-Crown. You know, what was 100 rounds?
They sent us 100 rounds of that, and then we have 150 of this Blazer brass ammunition. So decent ammunition, right? Not steel, nothing like that. But we tried to kind of get the comparison, because so this is 90 grain, and then our Blazer is 95 grain. So you know, it's fun. Okay? And
you know that's Sig's best ammo that they offer, the V-Crown. So anyway,
it's very concealable, very comparable in size. If you have a 365 in 9mm, very comparable in size. And honestly, I think Sig kind of beat out that 42.
Trey's probably going to want to keep it, because every gun he shoots well with, he wants to keep, you know.
Well, you know,
goes to the range next time, he probably won't shoot that well, but
someone's got to put rounds down range, you know. Someone has to.
Well, we got to put 250, so you better hurry up.
Let's try a little rapid fire. What do you say? That's a good pistol right there. Wow. You know, and I know you said it gets a little hot, and it does get a little warm, but man, is this gun fun to shoot. So much fun. That is an absolute blast to shoot. You know, we slowed it down in that frame when we were shooting, because you can always speed up with practice, but fundamentals, you got to focus on the most, right? Those are always important. We really liked reviewing this gun today. Sig Sauer makes a great product in this 365 chambered in 380. Super pleased with its performance. It never malfunctioned. We put 250 rounds through it today. Huge shout out to Sig Sauer for sending us this 380, as well as a little bit of V-Crown ammunition that they sent us too. We're really thankful for it and really happy with how it performs today. And I'm gonna turn it off to Gene, let him give some final thoughts and some final rounds.
So I will say that so far today, I have not been as accurate with this gun as Trey has been, but regardless, it has performed better. I've liked it better, believe it or not. I typically don't like 380, anything chambered in 380, better than I do something chambered in 9mm, especially if it's the same size footprint of a gun, because it tends to be a little snappy, not as accurate. But this has really been a fun gun to shoot. And I don't just say that because they gave us the gun to try out. It's the truth. I mean, we have put, this will be 250 rounds through this gun. And I mean, we've done it quick too, in like 20 minutes. And so maybe 30 minutes in total. And we've put all but what, about 50 rounds of it on the, no, about 40 rounds or so we've put on the camera. We shot it a little bit off camera, but for the most part, I think we had one fail to lock back on the empty mag, but other than that, zero malfunctions, zero issues. And it's actually been really fun. I actually could see myself owning this gun. Yeah, all but one, dadgummit.
Not bad.
I wanted the last mag to be to hit everything, but whatever. We're about 10 yards away here, and man, I tell you what, Trey knows that I'm not a super fanboy when it comes to Sig like maybe he is or some other people are. So I you know, I want to trash them if at all possible, just because of that reason. There's certain things about some of them I just don't like, and we're going to talk about some of those later with the M17 and stuff. But this has really been an absolute blast to shoot. I tell you, this is some of the most fun that I have had shooting a 380 probably ever. This is probably the most fun 380 I've ever shot. I had a little Kimber Micro. Man, that thing is dirty, boy.
Yeah, it is.
I had a little Kimber Micro one time that was probably more fun to shoot, but if you actually got to shoot it, because it jammed up all the time or failed to feed. But yeah, like Trey said, I mean, we really appreciate them offering us this gun to review. And like I say, we've already did the tabletop on this, so I hope you guys have already watched that, and I hope you enjoyed the video today. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe, because that's how we can continue to keep doing this. Thank you.